Capricorn and Capricorn rising, my lovelies, this is your 2025 astrology forecast. It's going to be a big year. There are a lot of transits I want to talk about. So without further ado, let's dive right in. We are going to start with the nodal shift because the nodes are going to change signs this year. And I believe this is good news for you because the nodes are going to trine and sextile your sign. We are talking about Pisces and Virgo. The nodes are shifting from Aries and Libra, which was a little tough one for you, into Pisces and Libra. So the North Node is going to sit in Pisces. The South Node is going to be in Virgo. And I believe that this shift invites us to balance our intuitive qualities with our grounded nature. And the North Node in Pisces urges us to embrace our spirituality and our creative flow. And it calls us to trust the universe and lean into our intuition and letting go the rigid control. I'm not saying you're rigid controlling, but there is a control factor that comes with a lot of Capricorn energy or with the Capricorn rising and Capricorn sun energy. That doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, right? This can actually be a very, very good thing. However, I think you're encouraged this year to look where it actually doesn't serve you. Communication, learning, and connection to your local environment is going to be the focus. Also, your siblings, if you have them, and your immediate family, like your aunts and uncles, might be a focus point in the next 18 months. Now, Pisces energy in your third house inspires intuitive communication and also creative learning. And of course, this could unfold in a lot of different ways. Maybe you want to connect with that part of you that, I don't know why gardening comes gardening comes to mind right now, because I'm thinking about like something very basic but also creative, because the third house connects to basic education, not philosophy. So maybe there is something basic that you want to learn and know and do. And basic, when I speak of basic, I by no means mean something that is negligent or just like basic. No, I mean foundational. Maybe you are interested in cooking, could be something like that too. Anything that also then connects you with your creative side. And I would suggest to look into releasing overly analytical tendencies in higher educational pursuits. Also in long-term plans, you might want to open up there a little bit. Maybe your vision can use a little bit of flexibility. Now, the growth path here is writing, teaching, or sharing ideas in a way that resonates emotionally with yourself, but also with the people that you share it. Now, next, let's talk about Mars. Mars is still in retrograde while I'm recording this. I don't know when you're going to listen to this, but Mars is stationing direct on February 24th. Oh, by the way, sorry, I'm not sure I mentioned the nodal shift. The nodes are going to shift on January 12th into Pisces and Virgo, and then they will stay there until June 26th, so next year. Now, let's get back to Mars. Mars is going to station direct on February 24th, and I think for you, this is going to be specifically noticeable in the area of relationships and shared resources. So the retrograde currently goes through your 7th and 8th house, and maybe things have been coming up already, within relationships. It doesn't always have to be a big thing. Not everyone that is in a relationship that is a Capricorn rising goes through major shifts and changes in relationships. But I think what is necessary is a little upgrade in the relationship. And also, we're looking where we're going together, because Mars wants to go somewhere. So where are you going together? And also, how are you sharing your resources together? That might be something that is very likely to come up throughout this time. So shared resources and intimate relationships require your attention. I would say it's a time to maybe renegotiate your boundaries and ensure mutual respect in your partnerships. Now let's talk about Venus retrograde. Venus is going to station retrograde this year, and I'm always very excited when Venus is in retrograde because it brings the focus back to ourselves, to our values, to valuing ourselves. Where are we at there? What level are we understanding this? Because when you talk to people generally, worth and value is connected to something they do, right? They're connecting their value to, how good they are in their job or in whatever, how good of a mother they are, how good of a father, people connect this to something they do. But it really is a being state. And Venus is always trying to teach us that, because Venus is being. Venus is not doing. Venus is being. It's feminine energy. Mars is doing, right? Venus is the isness of things, the beingness. And Mars then takes it and runs with it. Also, yes, Venus is what we want and what we love and how we love. And Mars is how we get the thing. For you, this retrograde falls into the fourth house. Home and family dynamics take center stage. And the retrograde really covers two areas, right? So the fourth house is Aries. It starts in Aries for you. I mean, it starts in Aries for everyone, but it starts in the fourth house for you and then retrogrades back into the third house. But I think because Venus stations in Aries, so that will take up a lot of energy. So the energy will be felt very much in this area: home, family. What does home mean to you? Where do you want to live? Maybe you want to move. Maybe you want to move in with someone. Maybe you want someone to move out. Maybe you want a new place. Maybe you want to change your home. Maybe there are also things with family coming up, like, your family, your mother, your father, things like that. But then also your immediate environment. Are you happy with that? Your immediate environment, your social circle. There might be shifts and changes in this area too. Use this time to resolve domestic issues, little or big, and really create a harmonious living environment that reflects your inner values, because that is what Venus is asking us here, right? Like, we want to look at our values, our worthiness, how we relate to that. And then also what, of course, will show up in some shape or form is relationship reassessment, right? Your relationships, your one-on-one relationships. And often past connections show up. And that is not always just lovers. Also friends may come back. And this offers you the opportunity to look at them again and maybe finally close that chapter and be done with it. Or maybe there's room for a renewal. But the emphasis is on new, right? New. But there's a reason why people are not in our life anymore. And when they come back, we got to really look at why are they here? And is there something that I still have to learn? Or can we start anew and move forward together on a new level? We both have to be on a new level. We cannot meet where we left off. Also, financial reflections might be part of this time where you look at maybe your spending habits, your investments, your financial priorities, and reevaluate this area for you. And that might relate to maybe you want to look into a new home. Maybe you want to upgrade. Maybe you want to downsize. Could be all part of this time. Now, we also, of course, have 3 Mercury retrogrades. I'm not going to go deeply into this because there will be videos out throughout the year where I'm going to talk about this. The first retrograde is in March 15th in Aries, Aries moving back into Pisces. Now, all retrogrades are going to focus on fire. So all your fire houses are going to be in the focus. So that's your 8th house, your 4th house, and where is your, let me just look real quick, and your Sagittarius 12th house. These are the retrograde areas for you. Now, one of the biggest shifts this year is going to be the ingress of Neptune into Aries. Now, that is, again, the focus on your 4th house. I think the focus in general this year, if we want to sum it up, is your 4th house, because we will, in a little while, talk about Saturn also moving there. But let's just stay with Neptune for a moment. Neptune's ingress into Aries marks a huge shift, because Neptune has been in Pisces forever, right? Like, can we remember a time where Neptune was not in Pisces? Yes, we can, but it's been a long time. Like, Neptune took its good old time here. But now, it is time for a bold new era of vision and spiritual leadership for all signs. And for you, again, this is the 4th house we are talking about. And the focus here is on home, family, and emotional foundations. Neptune entering your 4th house highlights your emotional world and connections to your roots. And this could mean your roots in another country if you live in another country. Or, your roots to your ancestry, like just figuring out where you're coming from, and maybe you want to feel more connected to it. This is a time to create a spiritually nourishing home environment, and also staying mindful of boundaries with family and your family members. What is right for you in this area now? What do you want? And where are you giving up what you want for the sake of quote-unquote peace in the family? Really reflect on your emotional needs and ensure they are being met. Now, like I already said, Saturn. Hold on. Before I get to Saturn, let's just look at the dates. Neptune is going to move into Aries on March 30th, and will stay here until March 2039. So a little while. But in October, it will briefly go back into Pisces. So from October 21st until next year, February 26th, Neptune will just finish up unfinished business in Pisces. But this ingress into Aries will shift the collective. Like, it shifts the energy in the collective. And then, of course, also in your personal life. So you will notice that shift. Now let's get to Saturn. Saturn will also move into Aries on May 24th, and Saturn will stay here until 2027. Now, this is going to be a shift that we will notice in a different way. I think this is going to be a period of discipline, structure, and responsibility. And Saturn here asked us to, I think, take bold action, but also purposeful action steps, and really commit to what you're doing. And this commitment falls into your 4th house, your home, again, your personal life, your personal environment, the part of your life that most people don't know because it happens behind closed doors. Saturn in the 4th house emphasizes the need for a stable and secure home. And you may be called to take more responsibility within your family. Or, really redefine your emotional foundations, what you need emotionally in your home, how you want to feel in your home with your family. And again, clear boundaries. Maybe you want to restructure things in your home. That could also indicate a move of some shape or form. So really reevaluate what home and family means to you, and how you can create a solid emotional base for yourself and your family. Then let's just really quick talk about my favorite transit of the year, Uranus. Uranus moving into Gemini on July 7th. Uranus will stay here until 2032, but there will be a quick dip back into Taurus November 8th, from November 8th to April 2026. But again, this is a big shift because we are moving from Earth into air, and air will fuel fire. So I think we are entering a fiery season for all of us, for the next couple of years. It's going to get fiery, and it is really important that you understand that you have to channel that fire in a way that is productive for you in your life. I call this transit the evolution of consciousness because Uranus, the planet of innovation and breakthroughs, moving into the sign of communication, intellect, and adaptability, and that will ignite a profound shift in how we think, connect, and innovate. For you, this is going to happen in the 6th house, the house of your day-to-day routine and your health, and this will give it a boost. And Uranus may shake up things here a little bit, shake up your routines, and may also inspire you to take on a new approach to what routine means and also what productivity means for you and your health. Maybe you're going to shake up your wellness and health routine completely. I would really encourage you to experiment here. Experiment with your routines and maybe also utilize technology here, because Uranus may inspire us to use technology in a way that caters to our day-to-day lives in a positive way. I know there's a lot of talk out there about AI and how it helps or doesn't help us. I think you got to find out for yourself. Use your discernment. You're a Capricorn rising. I have no worries. You're discerning, and you know what is right and what is wrong for your evolution. Now, last one I want to talk about is Jupiter in Cancer. Beautiful transit. I'm loving this because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So this is going to be a happy time for all of us. Jupiter is moving into Cancer let me just look at it real quick. I wrote it down. On June 9th, 2025, so middle of the year, and will leave Cancer for Leo in June 2026. Now, this transit for you takes center stage in your house of relationships. Now, we just talked about this area when we talked about Mars. I think this is good news, very good news. I hope you've become much more clear throughout this Mars transit in Cancer, what you want in this area, what you want to change, what you want to shift, what you want now in relationships. And singles now may attract a new partner, nurturing partner, very nurturing partner, right? We're talking about Cancer, and Jupiter brings in the blessing. So you may attract a nurturing partner that wants to give you all the things you've always desired. But also existing relationships may grow stronger. But again, you may have gone through that little upheaval with Mars in here, not really sure what's right and what is wrong. But if you've took your time and became more clear about what is next for you here, then I think this Jupiter transit is really going to be an absolute blessing for you in relationships. But remember, Jupiter expands everything it touches. So if you are not clear what you want, then that might be expanded, right? That Jupiter may just blow up the confusion a little more, which we don't want. So really take some time and become clear about the next steps in this area for you. Also use the retrograde that Jupiter will go through to reflect on your partnerships and ensure they really support your growth. Now that's it. This was your little forecast for 2025. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you want a personal reading, you can book it by clicking on the link in the description box. Other than that, what do I want to say? I wish you a beautiful 2025 full of health, love, abundance, creativity, growth, evolution. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.